Tanzania debris from MH370. Bali ferry blast kills 2. I'm Natasha Hussain, and this is Cuppa News. The Australian Transport Safety Bureau, ATSB, has concluded that a large piece of aircraft debris recovered off the Tanzanian coast in June is from MH370. The debris, an outboard flap, was discovered on the island of Pemba on June 21st. In a statement, the ATSB said the part was confirmed as originating from the Malaysia Airlines aircraft, registered 9MMRO and operating as MH370. The Bureau added that the flap will be examined further to see if it can yield any insight into the circumstances around the missing plane.
The investigation team is looking into other details now. Now what is confirmed belong to MH370. That means we have to study how the accident happened, how actually whether it is a ditch into the sea, or is actually a controlled ditch, or is uncontrolled ditch. All this will be analyzed in detail, and we will hope we can get more details out from this debris.
Investigators have previously confirmed a piece of plane debris found on the French island of Reunion in July 2015 as being part of MH370. They are examining several other pieces of debris found in Mozambique, South Africa, and Rodriguez Island, a territory of Mauritius. Good news for Klang Valley commuters. The construction of MRT Corp's second line, which will connect Sungai Buloh, Serdang and Putrajaya, has kicked off. The 32 billion ringgit project will see 37 stations built along a 52.2-kilometer stretch. Phase 1 of construction from Sungai Buloh to Kampung Batu is expected to be completed by 2021, while the second phase 2022.
As I mentioned in my previous speeches, that for decades in the past, we had not focused enough on the development of public transport. We are experiencing the consequences of that lack of focus today, with debilitating traffic congestion, not only in the Klang Valley, but in many cities and even highways outside this area.
The Premier, who carried out the project's groundbreaking today, stressed that the MRT project aims to help the Klang Valley catch up with global cities with advanced public transport networks.
The choking effect of traffic congestion will make any city less ideal to live in, and this in turn will be less attractive to visitors and investors alike. With cities in the region putting the effort to make themselves world-class, we cannot afford to lose out and become less competitive.
Upon the project's completion in 2022, the MRT journey from the city centre to Putrajaya should only take 30 minutes. Now the organisers of Bersih 5 have been told to forget about protests and focus on cleaning up mosquito breeding grounds instead.
Dia nak bersih apa lagi? Kita dah bersih dah. Dia patut adakan bersih untuk bersihkan negara ini daripada nyamuk. Zika, Aedes dan sebagainya. Ini bersih apa lagi? Kerajaan ditadbir dengan baik oleh kerajaan yang ada. Di bawah kepimpinan Yang Amat Datuk Seri Najib, kerajaan berjalan dengan baik. Tak ada masalah.
On the Zika problem, the minister said DBKL, together with the Health Ministry, would be conducting a large-scale cleaning program to stem the outbreak. He was speaking to reporters during a meet-and-greet session with Rio Olympic silver medalists Goh Wee Shem and Tan Wee Kyong at Menara DBKL. Paralympian Siti Noor Yasa Muhammad Arifin may have missed out on a bronze medal by a whisker in Rio, but her family says they are not disappointed. When met in Kulai on Wednesday, Siti's family said they view her near miss as an achievement. The national athlete had looked set to finish third in the women's T20 400-meter race on Tuesday, but a Polish runner unexpectedly dived at the finish line. Siti had to settle for fourth place, but her time of 58.55 seconds beat her own Asian record. Siti's brother said he is proud of her as her achievements have shattered people's negative perceptions of his family. Muhammaddin Halafiz explained that his family had constantly been belittled by people living nearby who called them forest people because they live in a jungle. Siti's father, Muhammad Arifin Khalid, meanwhile, said that his daughter, the fifth of 9 children, was weak in her studies but took up sports at age 13, later going on to represent Johor. The family is praying for success ahead of Siti's long jump event Thursday. In other news, an explosion on a ferry carrying 35 tourists from East Bali to the Gili Islands killed 2 people, an Indonesian and a Dutch national, and injured 13. Graphic photographs circulating online show passengers being carried to the shore by locals, bleeding heavily and with limbs hanging off from the explosion. According to reports, the boat was only 200 meters away from the embarkation dock when the fuel tank blew up on board. Typhoon Meranti slammed into southeastern China on Thursday with strong winds and lashing rain that cut power to 1.65 million homes. Fortunately, there were no reports of more casualties in what has been described as the strongest storm of the year globally. Brazil's former president Luiz Inácio Lula da Silva has rejected charges filed against him of being the top boss of a vast corruption scheme at state oil company Petrobras. One of his lawyers told reporters in Sao Paulo on Wednesday that prosecutors lacked evidence to back up their accusations. A police officer in Phoenix, Arizona almost didn't survive his first day on the job after a driver tried to run him and 2 other officers over. The rookie suffered a head injury, while another was injured during a struggle with the suspect who was eventually subdued with a taser. The Mid-Autumn Festival is a time to gaze at the moon, but some residents in Fuzhou were not expecting to see a gigantic, slightly deflated moon balloon bouncing over cars and motorbikes. The inflatable had been one of many set up in public areas to celebrate the Chinese festival. The recent LRT breakdowns in the Klang Valley had social media abuzz. Now, Malaysian YouTuber Kyo Propaganda jumped on that hype with a parody video, highlighting the ultimate of first world problems in Train to Busan. The clip parodies the trailer of South Korean zombie hit Train to Busan.
Tuan-tuan dan puan-puan sekalian, kereta api yang bosan akan berlepas di platformnya sebentar lagi.
Bosan lah train ni. Bosan lah train ni. Bateri habis! Bateri habis!
The clip has over 575,000 views on YouTube. Well, what did we learn from that? Don't leave your power bank at home. And that's all for us here at Cuppa News. Good night.